Yes, welcome back to Power Chain Police. Remember to subscribe and share. Hit that notification bell. Alright, today, yeah, hear me. Me hear a blogger said that the Commissioner of Police, Sir Blake, is one of the most qualified person who has ever become Commissioner of Police. No, I am not saying that is not true. But apart from being qualified, is he the most experienced? No, you have police officers who have sat in that chair, that very same chair, with far more experience than Mr. Blake, and have done worst, or was made to do worst. Like I have always said to you people, the people of Jamaica and members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force who knows this more than I even do, that the position of Commissioner of Police is a puppet on a string, that he does not call his own shots. Well, if Mr. Blake is calling his own shots at this time, then I guess the Jamaica Constabulary Force will be put in a more positive light if he's allowed that, knowing the man personally. And I've said to you that I know Mr. Blake personally. I know his character to be a very decent person. Understand? I do not know if he's a well-experienced police officer. I know he has spent years in the organization, but mostly in admin. So I cannot say how vast his experience in policing is, but I know in terms of administration, he's a good person. I spoke to Mr. Blake on one occasion, and I informed him of what I was going through as a policeman, that the police department had stopped my salary, even though I was on sick leave, shot by another police officer whilst on duty. And the other thing that I explained to him, that the organization had paid for a surgery for me to do a hip replacement, surgery, because that was needed for me to go back to work because I had a shattered right hip. Now, my complaint to Mr. Blake was that the powers that be, because I said I did not want to do the surgery yet, as they were forcing me to do surgery to come back to work, they said I was supposed to pay them back the money that they had paid to the medical associate to do my hip replacement surgery. And Mr. Blake said to me, matter of fact, Mr. Blake, like I've told you before, the now commissioner said to me that he apologized to me on behalf of the Jamaica Constabulary Force for how I was being treated. And he also said that, if the organization already paid for your surgery, then that money is to do your surgery, whether you want to do the surgery or no, or never. It's on record that the surgery was paid for, so they're not responsible for that anymore, because that money is now yours, and they should not take back the money. However, he said he would have dealt with the situation, and he was recently, a matter of fact, he was transferred the next week from Area 4 to God knows where. So obviously, maybe the resolution for my problems went to the door with Mr. Blake. Now, in recent time, Mr. Blake has taken upon himself to talk about the difference between the Police Federation and the Welfare Department. And it is even speculated that if the Welfare Department should be kept, or the police, but I have never heard in the news that the Police Federation should be demolished. Now, let me tell you something, Mr. Blake. I can only speak of experience and what I have experienced as a police officer being in Jamaica, being injured on the job twice. And I will tell you that the Police Federation is no short of a shame and disgrace, because they do not know how to treat police. As a matter of fact, they fail to come to the rescue of police on most occasions. I don't know if it's different now, but I know in my day nobody stood up for me as a policeman who that has representative, the representative being the Police Federation. Pretty much I do not see the use of the Welfare Department. But I would say it is in my opinion that we don't need to, because the Federation and the Welfare is pretty much the same. The Welfare Department is pretty much doing the job of the Federation. Then I suggest that you just have the Federation with a Welfare Department. Have a federation with a welfare department. That is it. You don't need a federation, you don't need a welfare department. It's either you get rid of one. Because I know that man not just promoted a while ago, Raymond Wilson. He was in charge of the welfare department at one time. Maybe he's still there. I know he was in charge of the police federation when I got injured, and he did nothing for me. He did not represent me. He did not do anything for me. I remember one time they were supposed to source a certain metal plate from my hip, and the federation was pondering about it for months, for almost a month, and I was in hospital suffering from fever every day. I can't forget those days when the panel of doctors recommended a certain plate to be used in my hip. That plate did not exist in Jamaica, so the federation was trying to outsource it, which they couldn't. And the assumption came about that, the opinion came about that they should have sent me to the United States or some other country where the plate is to do my surgery. But federation was pondering and nothing happened, people. Nothing happened. And you know what a senior officer said to me? The force chaplain said to me. The force chaplain visited me and said, listen, the federation does not care about police officers. The federation does not care about you. Get your family to sort this out. That's what the chaplain at the time told me. And I remember that a member of the federation was being honest to me by saying, Mr. Blake, listen, we are trying everything to get you out of this country so your surgery can be done. But the powers that be at the federation are not allowing it. And the member also said to me that, listen, for example, there was a senior officer who had a heart problem. Not a problem derived from on the job, like I was shot on the job, but yet that man was sent to the United States to do a heart surgery in a jiffy. You know, ambulance and everything brought him. But still, a hard-working frontline police officer who has been shot twice on duty and is now shot accidentally by another policeman. The federation was dragging their feet, and a matter of fact, they put their feet on the brakes and did not allow me to leave the country to do my surgery where it would have been done better, where the very instrument that was needed to do my surgery was, and the Jamaican government or the federation could not appropriate the specific item to do my surgery, but yet they failed to send me abroad where the instrument was to complete the surgery so I could have a better recovery than I have now. It was never done, and that was done at the helm of Raymond Wilson as leader of the Police Federation. Now he left the federation and he was at Wellfare. And when my salary was stopped, a policeman on duty salary was stopped. Injured on duty salary was stopped intentionally by the admin department, by Dirty Stewart. By Stewart, you know. By Stewart. The admin man, the admin mongrel, the anti-police Stewart, the politician Stewart, the corrupted Stewart. He was the one who stopped a policeman injured on duty salary. Right? In 2016, January. And I went to Raymond Wilson. I see him get promotion the other day. That man should not even get another promotion in this work. I don't care about police. And he's always stuck in the welfare department and stuck in the handling of police officers, and he's not helping nobody. And I remember I went to Raymond Wilson and I said, brother, my salary was stopped. And this is a question he asked me, how long have you been on sick leave? I told him I've been on sick leave from 2007. And this was about 2016, yes. The man was saying to me, why are you on sick leave so long? Remember, there's a rules in the Jamaica Constabulary Force that when you are injured on duty and you are placed on sick leave for over 180 days, that you should be medical boarded. And I was not medical boarded until 6 years later. And when you are medical boarded, the doctor has to write a document that you can return to duty. And if the doctor did not issue a return to work order for you to return to work, that simply means you're not supposed to return to work. I returned to work for 5 days. And I remember there was a DSP by Huntsby by the name of Miss Morris. And I resented Miss Morris at the time, but now I respected her. Miss Morris said to me, you can't come back to work unless you have a letter that you're cleared to work. And I remember Cowboy said, make the police work, man. He was looking out for me too, but then again, Cowboy breached the law, the rules, because going back to work, I was on my own because a doctor never cleared me to work. But you see the thing about it, people, Raymond Wilson he was not even aware of the fact that I went back to work for 5 days and I broke the cycle. But he was saying to me, if you not go back to work, then your pain must stop. So I'm wondering to myself if Raymond was up to date with the new rules. With the rules, and a new rule, it was around for a long time. Was he up to date with the rules that, listen me, if you get shot on duty and you're on sick leave for over 180 days, a doctor has to write a letter to clear to return to work. So therefore, I was not clear to return to work. So I could not have returned to work. I should not return to work. And that this man is asking me, if I didn't return to work, what may expect? He should have contacted the admin department right away and said this man was not clear to work, so you need to resume his salaries. As a representative of the Federation, well, he was at Welfare at the time, as a welfare officer, that is what he should have done. Raymond Wilson did not do anything. He told me that I should have broke the sick leave. I can't be on sick leave for so long. He's talking to a man that is walking on a cane. That is the man he's talking about. Raymond Wilson. That lowlife. That man who has no good intentions for police. He's like Stewart. But then again, when you watch and you open your eyes, these are the people who are being promoted. And they're in areas where they can't even handle. So Commissioner of Police, let me tell you something now. Let's not ponder about the Police Federation and let's not ponder about welfare. We need to get rid of one of those divisions. We don't need welfare if we have Police Federation. And if you have to implement welfare, then get rid of the Police Federation. Because as far as I'm concerned, now the Police Federation, it has been in a power struggle for the past much years now. It's like they not even care about police. Most they care about is power. It's nothing but power. As a power struggle going on in the Police Federation. Rowan James was betrayed by his own followers. And you know the thing about it, since we are talking about the Federation too, and we talk about Rowan James, I have heard, a whole lot of bloggers and other people are saying that Rowan James is a politician. But frankly, as for me, I don't care if Rowan James is a politician or not. All I can say is that he was at the helm when police have gotten the best raise in history. And I have spoken to many police officers about Rowan James and who applaud Rowan James to the max and said Rowan James, he was the best. I don't care if he was a politician and I don't care if he was doing it for politicians. All I care is that police was getting result. Better to me, in my opinion. And I have spoken to a lot of police officers who have said to me that, Blake, listen me man, for once in my life as a police officer, I can work and live off my salary without moonlighting or doing any extra work. That's what police officers have said to me. And the better part of the salary package that the police officers are satisfied with at the moment is the fact that as a sergeant now, if you go home as a sergeant, your pension would be probably over $200,000 right now. And they were satisfied with that at the moment. Not saying that we don't want other raises, but they are saying that this is the best increase they have got, and this is the best salary package, which is also an improved pension package. People, I have served for 22 years, and my pension is 50,000 and some cents per month. 50,000 and some cents per month. And I have served 22 years. I was a senior corporal, should have been a sergeant. I should have been paid a sergeant salary. So my pension should have been in that ballpark that the police officer has said to me. But then it's $50,000. Like what $50,000 can do when a policeman is shot and injured in the line of duty and pass out medically unfit to work? He should have been that police officer. Any police officer shot and injured in the line of duty and was passed out unfit to work should have been benefit from every salary increase, should have benefit from every pension increase in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And these are the things that the Federation are bypassing. Instead, All I'm seeing going on in the police federation since they have forced out Rowan James, since Judas is have forced out Rowan James, is nothing but a power struggle. And this has been going on for a long time. Now, listen, brethren, Commissioner of Police, it is time for you to decide whether you're going to get rid of the welfare or get rid of Police Federation. As far as I'm concerned, none of them is doing anything for police officers. Nobody cares about police officers, especially police officers who are injured on the job and are sent home. Outsiders have to be helping police officers. So this is the thing now, Commissioner. What you need to do, you need to get rid of the welfare department, because we don't need it. Because basically the assignment is the same. The only help I got when I was injured, my help did not come from the Police Federation, and it did not come from welfare. My help came from the medical branch. The medical branch who looked out for me, sent me to Black River to do therapy, not the Federation and not the welfare department. So you have all of these bodies where the Federation should be just one body but have different departments. The Federation should just be one body but have different departments. The Federation has failed the Jamaica Constabulary Force constantly over the years. Both in welfare and both salary, both in everything. Especially when it comes to injured policemen. Or especially when it comes to the needs of policemen, especially when it comes to police officers who have retired. You still have police officers who have retired over 5 years and still can't get them money. Over 5 years, and still can't get them back money yet. Can't get that cent yet, even though they applied. A policeman told me one time he applied for his back money. I had to travel to Jamaica 3 or 4 times in order to get the money. And when he got the money, it was like $150,000. He would have spent more money on plane tickets back and forth than the $150,000. So a man has to be traveling back and forth for a meager $150,000 and waste money to come back for that because he needed his money. You see, the thing is set up for a man that is rational and think about the thing. Say, if me ever spend so much money for $150,000, that makes sense, make that go on. And the question is now, Commissioner, when a man don't pick up his money from the admin department or from the Ministry of National Security and Finance Department, when a policeman retires and he does not get the money that he's supposed to get, who gets it? And I've been asking that question with no answer for years. Who gets that money? When a policeman is on suspension and does not come back to work, who gets that money? That's the question I'm asking, Mr. Stewart is up by the admin department claiming that he's admin king. And the admin department has not better treated police officers during the year. As far as I'm concerned, under Stewart's regime, under Stewart's control, police officers are being robbed of their entitlement left, right, and center. Police officers are still resigning from the Jamaica Constabulary Force and not fully paid off. I am one of those because they don't pay me all now. I was passed out in January, in November 2022, and I was paid from 2016 July. So tell me now, the document reflects a different date from the date I was passed out, and that's the corruption surrounding the whole thing. That is at the leadership of Stewart. Mr. Commissioner of Police, there's a whole lot of sweeping that you need to do. And I think you need to start the sweeping up by your office first. In the admin, you need to start sweeping up around Mr. Stewart. You need to find out what this man is up to. And that is where you need to start. You need to start push the broom. And since we are on the topic of welfare for police officers and the Federation, you need to get rid of the welfare department because they are not doing anything different for police that the Federation should be doing. It is the job of the Federation to look out for the welfare of police officers, not welfare department. So you need to get rid of that. People are only shoved to welfare because people are getting promotion because they're in charge of another division, welfare division. For what? The Federation will suffice. Their luck is already, and they are locked into power struggle, and they're not looking out for police officers, but we are already stuck with them. So it's either you get rid of the police federation and have a welfare department, or you're stuck with the federation. You stay with the federation and get rid of the welfare department. They are irrelevant to the Jamaica Constabulary Force. They are irrelevant. The Federation, sir, you need to step on the necks of the members of the Federation. You need to stop the power struggle that is going on in the police federation. That is what you need to do. There has to be control in the police federation, because the main focus of the police federation should not be promotion and should not be advertising. It should be the welfare of every single member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, from who are on suspension, interdiction, or who are on sick leave, or who are resigning from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and who are being fired from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. These are supposed to be the job of the Police Federation and not welfare. So we don't need no welfare department. But what we need is a structure of the Police Federation. And so an overseer for the Police Federation to ensure that they are doing their diligent duties. Now, Arlene McBean has been fighting for the position for the past so much years. She has taken the government to court over the incident. She has done a whole lot of things, and now she's ready again and trying to be in charge of the Federation again. As of for me, I don't know. I know this woman, she was in training with me, but as far as I'm concerned, she's just been around for years. And what are the changes that she has made to the Police Federation? Now, I've spoken to police officers who are in support of Miss McBean and saying that she's the best for the job at this moment in time. Let us see. If we are going to give her, if members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force feel that way about her at this moment in time, then it is their decision to vote. But make note of this, that if she is put in power as a leader of the Police Federation, and she's not pulling her weight, and that she's not looking out for police that the way that police officers should be looked out for, then the onus will be on you, the police officers who have elected her in office, to get rid of her as fast as she was elected. Commissioner, in my opinion, sir, you do not need to discuss between the Police Federation and the Welfare Department. It is a simple decision, sir. Get rid of the Welfare Department. Stick to one.